pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No lower tonight, so Janelle, you want to do a roll call, please?
Kevin Scramlin.
Here.
Teresa Bellis. Here. Jim Christopher.
Here.
Keith Leaderhold.
Here.
Janelle Keller, present.
Approval of agenda including additions and changes. I know we got a couple changes.
I do under consent agenda, under E and F, it looks like the 101s were dropped from the front of those numbers. So each one of those should have a 101 in the front. So those are coming out of the general account. It should not start with 206 and 265. It should start with 101 dash, continue those numbers. The agenda itself, also we will add presentations, we will add, it'll actually become letter A, Senator Louise Johnson, which would make advanced underground be letter B for presentations. And then that is, those are my only changes to the agenda itself. However, in the packet, there is information on columbarium that should have been removed, so that's just more for your information when we get to it.
Okay.
Those are my only changes on the actual agenda. Anyone else see anything?
Anybody?
All right, if not, then I would motion that we make those alterations as noted for the fund accounts and presentations.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, we will open public comment. We'll have 3 minutes. Melissa, go ahead.
Hi, Ken. Hi, my name is Melissa Ford. I'm the chair of the Township's Resident Advisory Committee, GTRAC. I want to thank the board and commend Supervisor Scramlin for his leadership in establishing this committee and to provide a data center assessment, case studies, and recommend a zoning framework for this board and for our planning commission. A first draft has been submitted tonight to both the board and planning commission for independent review. We welcome your feedback. A final draft will be ready in July with a full presentation in August, and we respectfully ask that the board schedule a joint meeting with the planning commission at that time if possible. Our key findings show that Groveland's conditions make hyperscale data centers fundamentally incompatible with this community's rural and recreation character. Specifically, there is no municipal water system. Residents depend directly on the sensitive Marshall Formation aquifer for their groundwater. And there's no existing heavy industrial zones today in our community. One of the potential development sites, which is owned by our township, also sits in close proximity to the Mount Holly Ski Resort, raising concerns about snowmaking operations and then maybe our liabilities as a township. To avoid exclusionary zoning legal trap while protecting all of these conditions, the township must establish data center ordinances before the February moratorium expires. It's strongly advised that our township hires an independent hydrogeologist to document the impacts, providing a baseline. This is a legal basis for denial where warranted, as well as identifying areas that could be suitable, and then maybe perhaps require a data center zoning district overlay. It's also possible Springfield and Holly townships would participate in the cost, as targeting development would likely impact them as well. We know this is a significant body of work that's been just presented to you guys tonight and then is also presented to the Planning Commission. Our goal is really just to move this township forward from what seems to have been a state of like analysis by paralysis to one that is of action. Again, we welcome your feedback and we look forward to the final presentation in August, but thank you again for allowing us to serve you guys.
Thank you, Melissa. Anybody else? All right, we will close public comment. Senator Johnson, or I'm sorry, I'm skipping over consent agenda. I better not get in front of myself. Go ahead, Jen.
So everything you can see there, we've got all of our accounts payables in there. Treasurer's investment report, the resolution for the West Nile reimbursement, so we did already approve purchase, the actual resolution for reimbursement is included here. We did make those two corrections to those account numbers for Michigan Township Association and Black Rock, so, before I make any motion to approve, just, I guess the biggest thing, unless we needed to remove it, was the MTA. I believe at our budget meeting, we had decided not to continue with the premium pass.
Correct.
So unless there was a change in that, then I would motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Teresa Bills,
Yes.
Jim Christopher,
Yes.
Keith Wiederhold,
Yes.
Kevin Scramlin,
Yes.
and I am a yes.
Ruth, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. My name's Ruth Johnson. I've lived here since I was 24 years old. And I got involved back then because one of the world's largest toxic and hazardous waste facilities under Rio Tinto Zinc, one of the 10 largest corporations in the world, which was a foreign corporation, wanted to put toxic and hazardous waste in our mined out gravel pits right over our water source. So a number of us got together, and ironically, Mary and George Ford were principals in that group, and it's so nice to be able to see Steve and his wife that are so involved too. Chris Maniaci and I became the co-chairs of CARE, and then we had to change to UCARE because we were going to get sued because CARE was the care packages for people. So we changed our name to UCARE, and we did a lot of work. And Mary and George were instrumental. George was an engineer, and your mom was fabulous too. And all of us pitched in. And what happened was the township got a hold of us, Beth Steele, our clerk, who ended up getting sued for $1 million by them. And Beth said, here's what's going on, what do you think? And we loaded this place. And we said no. And we had only had 3,000 people in this township. We have 6 now. We're the only township left without a school or a library in Oakland County to this day. So we all got involved, and we came together, and we worked hard. We even raised our property taxes for 3 years only, and Tom Plunkett went to the Supreme Court from 1978 to 1981. In 1981, he won the case. And what we found out during those years is there's nothing like Groveland Township, nothing. Just no place. Did you know we have 7,800 acres of state land that is the most pristine that you can get in the lower part of Michigan? 60% of the people can get here within an hour. We have everything they have up north, but people can come here and go home. Who can afford $400 a night to go up north, right? So everybody gets to enjoy the up north. Where the north begins is what we used to say. But what we found out is how special this is. The Marshall Formation, the nature, the flora, the fauna. We have over 1 million people now that visit this township for outside recreation. Isn't that amazing what we offer families from over 60% of our state within an hour? Almost anybody can come here. And we realized we had an obligation to protect something so special for so many. When you think about it, 1 million people come here. That's 1/10 of the whole population of the state of Michigan. That's just incredible. And so I also want to thank the committee for their work. Like, when I look at this, I don't see this good of stuff from the state level or the federal level. It is incredible. The work that's gone into this, the nights, the weekends, just amazing. And thank you for putting them there, because here's what happened in Saline, Michigan. It is a township, mostly cornfields and ag. 3,000 people, just like we were when we fought off state elections. And they didn't want it. Matter of fact, there's big recalls going on. I can't find one place in this country that there's not a recall going on from officials. But I feel bad for them because they didn't want it. But you see, these are the largest companies in the world, the very largest. And it's because they didn't do this. And you know why? Because we never had to when you're cornfields. This is kind of a loophole. They were going to put in hundreds of diesels. You don't do that in a city. You put in smokestacks with electrostatic precipitators. You put particulate matter. The water that comes out of these facilities is highly contaminated. How did we not ever set up our planning for this until, Kevin, you made this committee who's looked into it, and now we know. And so what I gave each one of you there was, and this is what happened to Celine because they didn't do this, so thank you for doing this. When you look at the impact, our largest city, that is going to draw more energy than 4 times our largest city in Michigan from homes. Can you imagine? This is nothing small. 4 times, 25% of all DTE energy. And you'll see that the Public Services Commission is going to be voting on soon another 10% increase for us because it costs a lot of money we don't have the facilities to generate these largely. And what they're doing is putting a lot of fossil fuel things back online throughout our country, and that's what we're told we're not supposed to do. If you look at the electric use, if you look at Groveland Township, Celine will be using 500 times more than all of Groveland Township. Isn't that amazing when you look at the scale of it? Some people say, well, closed loop is good. Well, I gave you, I think, one copy. Closed loop provides the most horrible contaminant that you can ever imagine when it's called a blowdown. They have to clean out their pipes. And in those pipes, they have put all kinds of chemicals. And the metal comes off, corrosion inhibitors, scale inhibitors, PFAS, which I find interesting because we work so hard and it's so expensive. You can never clean this stuff up. Toluene, xylene, formaldehyde. I could go on and on. There's 5 pages of contaminants. And that's what will be coming with any data center that's going in place that I know of now. They should be in heavy industrial and they should put up a smokestack that takes out the particulates. In some of these places, they have over 400 diesels. And they say, well, it's just for backup. Okay. So I looked up just for backup and when we're out of energy. Which, by the way, Michigan's one of the worst states in the nation for being out. And we're one of the worst states in the nation for getting back on. And I'm sure all of you have had freezers and refrigerators of food you've had to throw out. So even the water use would be 70 times higher than what we use in Groveland now. Now, if it's open loop, it's about 435 million gallons a day. And we know what happened when Homer Tolliver put in a small lake. The wells went dry around it, right? I mean, that's what's happening across our country because the draw is so heavy. But don't think that closed loop is so much better because we don't have all these rules in place. We don't have everything. And once they get their foot in the door, what I've seen all around the country is they don't stop. And how do we fight them? They have the best attorneys. I mean, these are billion-dollar corporations. The air pollution that is in the 440 million tons just of CO2. And that's just for backups, and probably the worst one of all is the PM2.5s. They're real small, they get in your lungs, and they cause severe health problems. So when we look at just the backups, we're looking at hundreds of tons of particulate matter. Do you know what we have in Groveland Township that has to get permitted right now for that? 0. It's 0. And we're gonna go from 0 to hundreds of tons of air pollutants. And then it falls on the ground, right? We have aquifers that actually intersect with the surface, especially in the gravel pits that have been mined out. I know in front of my own house, I have 5 springs. And there's one behind Heron Lake that's this big. We have fens, we have creeks, we have lakes, we have ponds, we have wetlands. Those are mirrors to our aquifer. That's what happens when you have air pollution. And it's unabated because they put in, it's this loophole, hundreds of these diesels with just zero contamination control. And the fact that they say it's just for backup. Well, backup is a lot and they have to test them every month. So when they say that, so PFAS and PFOA, PFOS, petroleum contamination. I gave you 5 pages of contaminants. That's air and water. And our township has always stood for quality of life. And I would just hate to see, oh, I'm so sorry. My alarm. That's for the morning though. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I do appreciate the committee and all your work. I know that some people will say, oh, don't make these rules because that will let them come. But the reality is that if we don't put something in place, they will come, just like they did to Celine. And I have a friend that lives there. You can't imagine the destruction that's already done to the community. And they'll say there's jobs. Yep, there's jobs for a couple of years. But do you know how much it might cost to decommission a place like that, and they have a limited liability? $230 million. 230, and you'll never clean up the aquifer, and you'll never clean up all the soil. So I just would ask that we as a township fight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, one other thing, when we put in all of that over there, I wanted to put in homes, and I was told you can't put in homes where we owned all that, because we bought the Stablex property for 50 grand. And then it was parlayed into a lot of money for get mining, right? Which really helped our township. Do you know our township has the least taxes of any other township? It's great. The only problem is we keep getting things added on by ballot. But so does everyone else. We have the least of any township, and you guys should be proud of that you have made sure, because people lose their homes over taxes or have to sell them, right? But we decided no smokestacks over there because of the fragility of the soil, the land, the aquifer, and our air that we share with so many. So, thank you so much. I got to run home and make dinner. Thank you for letting me use the chair.
No, thank you. Thanks, Ruth. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Yes, sir.
How come when we email you, we never get a response?
I would be happy to see what happened, because that means there's a breakdown in my office. First of all, I'll apologize that, and for secondly, I'll help whatever it is.
She has sent something, I have sent several. I get back a name of somebody that moved out of our house 25 years ago.
Okay, so I was Secretary of State before I was Senator. Unfortunately, the Secretary of State that we have now does not believe in photo ID. I found 3,505 non-citizens on the roll when I was Secretary of State. I did remove them. These ballot initiatives that they've put forth in voting has really stripped the integrity out of our elections. And I'm her worst enemy right now, because I call her out on it, right? So she won't come to any committee hearings. She's running for governor, and her husband works for the data centers. The one in Celine that they forced on that township. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, this is one thing that unites all of us, I think. We don't deserve to have things pushed on our townships because they have higher priced attorneys and more money, ever. And that's another thing that's happening at the state. They're trying to take away local control. Who do I trust? I have a problem, I'll call Teresa in the New York Minute, right? But what are you gonna do when it's the governor or the Secretary of State? I can call Janelle about elections, because she's one of the best clerks we have in the state of Michigan. She's honest too. You're lucky, we're lucky. But that isn't every place. We have 1,640 local clerks that conduct elections. Our current Secretary of State wants to move everything to counties, take it away from local control. And they want to take away the zoning of these people that are our neighbors of gravel pits. A lot of money and all that stuff, right? They don't want us to have anything to do with zoning. We have how many active gravel pits? Anybody know? 3 or 4? 4. It's not that we're saying no. We're saying you have to be good neighbors, right? So that's going on at the state right now too, and I'm sorry to tell you. I've been elected because of all the good people out there, never because of the amount of money I'm able to raise. But I've been elected since 1989. I want you to know I've never seen such dishonesty in government, and I'm sorry to tell you that. We have to fight. It's the citizens' job now. It's the only thing that can make a difference.
Next, Jamie Junga, the Advanced Underground Grading presentation.
Ron's plan for it.
All right. Do you want me to start, Jamie?
Thank you.
I'm not even here to talk about off-roading or any such thing this time. As we all know, the property adjacent to the off-road park has been the subject of lots of conversation and lots of plans over time. You guys got enough rooms for all of that?
Never.
At various times, as the board knows, I've had some involvement in the plans and potential marketing around that. In this particular case, a very old friend and colleague of mine would like to be, I guess we would call it first in. No disrespect to our friends at MSP and Fire, but would like to be first in to start the development of that property. I will also be a tenant in that property, moving away from our current location on Big Sky, and kind of be the kickoff to that development, away from those things that are currently municipal in nature, and be the first private businesses, plural, that enter into that arena, and propose to submit an offer to purchase an initial piece of property in there and get the process of developing that underway.
I just make him talk. So those are all concepts. I mean, they're pretty close to what we would like to build in there to start out. Obviously, the finishes and things like that can be discussed and decided on later, but that's the nuts and bolts of what we're trying to do in there.
Without digging through it, Jamie, is it still similar to the first one you showed me with like the
Yes,
five office
yes,
spaces
yes,
out front?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Front would be facing north.
Front would be facing north.
Correct. Yep.
Yard would be facing Grange Hall Road.
I'm just.
And there's enough tree cover there off Grange Hall that nobody's gonna see it anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
So I also included some land comps that my realtor pulled to get us a good acreage price for you guys.
Okay.
So we're kinda in the ballpark of what we're, offering.
I think another point to make is that this would not be subject to a contingency of the road going to the Hollyoaks ORV Park, acknowledging that that will happen at some point, at least strong hope that that would happen at some point, but also acknowledging that that may not be something that can be completed on a really timely basis, whereas this offer to purchase would be more immediate in nature.
Sure. How much outside storage we're gonna have, Jamie?
I think it's like an acre, almost 2 acres.
Acre and a half, something.
Yeah. The whole lot that, you know, I played with the size a little bit, it's like 3.6
Yeah,
is what Keith and I came up with.
so that'll work for you, the
Yes.
3.6.
Yep.
Gotcha. Jim, would you know, do you have any questions on it?
So this is not going out to Grange Hall,
No,
correct?
ma'am.
This is just always keeping that road frontage inside, and you were okay with that with Caitlin, right, or no?
Well, yeah, because I don't think the road commission would ever give you a driveway permit out there.
What did we had figured out something here though, right?
Well, if we do the storage like we're talking with Barry, we're gonna build that road to county spec, but just not pave it at this time
Okay,
until
okay, that's
there's
right.
more construction, which the planner was good with.
You know, were you saying
I didn't think you'd say Grange Hall.
I can handle a little bit there.
Well, it would be. I actually drove in there today just to double check, because I had an idea of where you guys were hoping, so I just went in there just to double check. And
That'd be scary trying to pull out on the Grange Hall.
Yeah, there's not really an option there for
No.
No.
pulling,
Plus it's pretty steep.
yeah.
Teresa, do you have any questions?
I don't even know what to ask right now, this is the first time I'm seeing this,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to look at it, but as long as you have the man here.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are conceptual,
Yeah,
so, like, what I gave you is not set in stone. I just didn't wanna come up with a napkin and some scratch, lines, so.
That's what we're used to.
so your whole point in bringing it to us is because you wanna know whether or not we're like, yeah, let's pursue it farther, or no?
My understanding is, we had met with Kevin, and he's interested in us, starting kicking off these developments, so he put us on the
Okay.
agenda and he said, bring us an offer and what you guys are looking to do, and then you guys will talk at a board level.
Okay,
So that's what we're here for.
okay. So, I guess just looking at these comps, the second one on here is in a little subdivision, right? So I don't know that that's really a comp. On Oak Hollow Drive.
I had my realtor pull vacant land,
Okay.
commercial only, and that's what he came up with.
Okay. Oak Hollow Drive is off Perryville and it's residential neighborhood. And there was one last vacant parcel there, but I mean, I'm not saying that that's, it's the breaker or anything like that. I just would want, I guess, have to look. Strawberry Trail, I'm not familiar with these.
You said it's hard to find comps.
I know, it
And
is.
so, there's something to compare to.
Right.
Is that the end all be all? Of course. It's just, you gotta have some
Yeah.
sort of basis for what.
Teresa, if you back out that 1 acre, then your price average per acre is gonna drop quite a bit.
I was just looking at like what, where these are. I don't know this 00 Grange Hall Road, where that is. I don't know where that is. In Holly, that's somewhere on Holly, on Grange Hall Road between here and downtown Holly.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
I don't know, so, yeah, it's hard to compare. So,
There wasn't very many to pick from.
alright,
No, we cut it down to anything that was small acreage,
Mhm.
cause there has some larger pieces, but
Okay.
then that dilutes your cost per acre way down, like 19,000. So I kicked those out, cause I got the list from the realtor, and then I picked all the small stuff that would be comparable to what we were trying to do, just to give us a ballpark, a starting point of just talking. Like
I
I
think
know,
there was like an 80 acre parcel that went for like $4,000 an acre, commercial.
yeah, I know, I get what you're saying.
Excuse me.
If we have a large parcel,
I'm
it
good with
didn't cost
this.
very much,
Mhm.
you know.
Keith, did you have some questions? Jim? No questions. Jamie, we're gonna take this back. We're probably gonna have a meeting in a couple of weeks because I've got another real estate deal we gotta talk about, so it'll give us time to look at it,
For sure.
talk to it. And if I have any questions, or anybody does, we will reach out to you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right?
Happy to field any questions you have.
I guess I was just wondering, what's your time frame? Like, what are you looking at?
When you ready to let us go?
Teresa?
July 8th is your
June
hope.
10th.
What's that?
Your hope is by July 8th.
Well, I had to plug something in there to kind of hold you accountable a little bit,
Yeah.
but,
No, that's okay.
I mean, I would love to start, getting something done by the end of the season.
Do you already have, so you've built this big proposed building, you already have, it filled with?
4 out of the 5 would be filled.
Okay,
3 would be me,
okay,
Tom would be in the other one, and then we have a 4th or a 5th one would be available.
okay,
And if I heard Kevin right, as long as I stay under 5,000 square feet, we don't have to do fire suppression.
That's correct, isn't it, John? No.
Yeah, it depends on the load, but
Yeah.
yeah.
okay,
So each unit's roughly 2,450, I think, so I would take 2, that would be 1 big unit, and then I would take another small unit with a firewall in between them, and then the rest of the units would all have firewalls as well.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I know you told us this. What is it that you do here again, that you're hoping to do?
Do excavation sites. for the work.
Excavation, that's right, okay. I
Should
knew
we
you
have
told me, I just
big
forgot.
equipment out there?
Probably a lot less than what's out there now.
Yeah, they're gonna go down there right now.
I mean, I would
There is
say,
a lot, yeah.
I would say 95% of the time my stuff would not be there.
Out on site?
It's out on
Yeah.
site.
Yeah, doesn't make you money when it's sitting there.
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't even do our own maintenance, so
Okay,
Cat does, they just go to site and work on things, so.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great to see everybody.
Appreciate
Good to see you next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I remember it, I don't remember the number, but we did.
Public hearings, no unfinished business, no new business. We can't even yell at Laura about minutes tonight, she's not here.
Can't yell at her. Christmas, wrapping. We'll keep that.
I hate to say it, but I got a couple changes to the minutes.
It's a good time to do them, she's not here.
Page 4.
Looking at minutes.
Around there.
She's got weekly car starts at June 3rd, I think it's supposed to be car show. She just needs to add show in.
Page 4.
Yeah. If you look under high. See where it says weekly car starts. And then under supervisor, she's got roundabouts was pushed to 2027, it should have been 2028.
I wondered that too,
Yep.
because it was originally set for 27.
Yeah. So, record show.
Those were the same things I heard.
Anybody have anything else? Fire board, might as well do them, all of them, we good. Is there anything, I didn't see anything
I
in
didn't
fire.
see
Make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of May 11th, 2026 with the changes as noted.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No agendas available.
Our girl didn't show up tonight. So I'm the girl that failed that. Would you like mine? Do you need one?
Well, I'd like to know when the next public thing is coming.
We got about 3 things left before our reports, and then it's all you.
Discuss audit scope and objectives.
So this is, for Palca, for our auditor, we have used them for years, we kind of already unofficially approved them, so this is just their, agreement letter that we have to sign, so, unless you have any concerns about that, I would motion that we approve this audit scope and objectives with Kevin as a signer.
That was our final number.
I believe so. That's what they gave me.
I'll support.
Another roll call.
All right, Jim Christopher,
Yes.
Keith Wiederhold,
Yes.
Kevin Scramlin,
Yes.
I'm a yes, Teresa Bills.
Yes.
Discuss audit scope and objectives.
That's what we just.
Oh, I'm sorry, jeez, I'm sorry. Discuss Decker agency, I'm still trying to get over the number of the fire department insurance. Discuss Decker agency 2026 renewal. So that's for the whole township, obviously, the township itself and the fire department. And our total, when it was all said and done, $62,858. So that broke down, fire being $53,429, the township being $9,429. Any questions or concerns?
I'm sure John has lots of concerns.
Well, don't let John talk about it.
Well, it seems very comparable to
It
last
is,
year.
I
so-
don't know that, yeah, if that's any different than anywhere else, but
Right.
it's expensive.
I was actually surprised it didn't go up more.
I know, I kinda was too.
So,
And I know in here it does, there's a question here about the VIN numbers, but that's already been updated, so that's kinda drafted in there, but they already have all that information.
I will make a motion that we approve the insurance with Decker Agency, the 2026 renewal, with the premium breakdown as stated.
Support.
Roll call.
Keith Peterholt,
Yes.
Kevin Scramlin,
Yes.
I am a yes. Teresa Bills.
Yes.
Jim Christopher.
Yes. All right, discuss our smart credits. That's the credits we get from the transportation. This year it's 5,529. I went back and looked, but we did split it last year.
We did split it last year. But we had a little thing
I
too.
know, but you weren't here to talk about the little thing today.
I was hoping you were gonna talk about the little thing.
Someone should talk about it.
So just for informational purposes, in the past, this used to be split between Holly and Brandon. So half smart credits went to Holly for their buses, half went to Brandon for their buses. Holly no longer has their own, so they fully operate with, WODA, just like we do. Brandon does also have NODA services, so we are WODA, West Oakland, they are North Oakland. They do communicate together and work together. I think last year, I don't remember what we did the year before, but last year we did split between WODA, who services our area, and Brandon Township. At that time, the assumption was that they would also be servicing, so their buses, the senior center buses, would be servicing Groveland Township. However, I think we kind of came to find out down the road is that they actually were not doing that. And this is where I'm gonna let Kevin take over.
Okay.
Only because he actually spoke with them about it.
Yeah, it's been so long ago, I
I
gotta
know.
remember, to be honest. But the fact of the matter is, just cut and dry, they weren't servicing our residents like we were under the assumption
For
that they.
transportation.
For transportation. Yeah, you could still go to the senior center and that, but as far as actually picking up, taking to the store or doctors, no. So basically WODA was doing all that, or NODA is doing that. But the senior center is not.
It was, I think that they did sometimes, but it sounds like for some residents, it was a little bit of a fight.
Yes. So I guess with that being said, the question is what the board wants to do.
Is it, I just have a quick question. So
Sure.
this, the Edna Burton Senior Center, is what
Correct.
we're talking about.
Correct.
And they publish in the newspaper what they do for seniors, like on a weekly basis, right? They put on there when they're taking them to the grocery stores, things like that, and then they can contact them and say, put me on the schedule for this day or whatever. Is that all that they do for our seniors who wanna take advantage of it? Like you're saying if, a person who doesn't drive called them and said, I have a doctor's appointment, the senior center bus at the Edna Burton Senior Center would not come and get them and take them to a doctor's appointment, only the scheduled activities that they have.
That's what I'm assuming, Teresa, because I had 3 people last year after this all happened call and tell me that they wouldn't accommodate them, more or less. So, yeah, I think they're running their buses, as you say, they have a schedule to do that. But as far as, cause like WODA, you could pick up the phone and schedule one for next Monday to come and pick you up at your
Okay.
house, take you to the dentist,
Right.
and pick you back up and take you home. From what I've understood, the senior center is not doing that.
So there, oops, I'm sorry, Teresa, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so the struggle with this is that we are already as a community paying WODA for their services.
Yes.
A lot.
Brandon, our neighboring community, we have tried to support for their local buses, or their local, I guess, buses, vans, whatever. So therein lies the challenge. Do we continue to, provide additional funds or more funds to WODA? Do we continue to help support their busing, the senior centers? Which I do know that, there probably are some budgeting issues there too. But those are, I guess, just some things probably for us to toss around.
When do we have to decide this by?
Technically, this begins July 1st. Now, Kevin did just mention that we may meet again in the next couple weeks, so I suppose if we have questions, I could try to do some more digging.
I personally, this is my thought, before we don't support the Edna Burton Senior Center with, it's $5,529, right? It's a drop in the bucket for WODA, and I'm not saying that they couldn't use it, but it is more significant to the Edna Burton Senior Center. And I only know one person who uses the senior bus on a regular basis, but she does use it, and she counts on it.
Sure.
And so prior to me making a decision that may affect whether she can do that or not, because we know, that there's some concern over Groveland residents becoming serviced for things that we don't pay for.
There was at one time in their publication on the very back page, and I think we looked at this together. There was something on the very back that did say Groveland Township residents in Brandon School District.
In Brandon School District.
And that may be the difference,
Right.
is that they're only just going to, provide service for half of our community.
Maybe we can get a letter from the senior center
Committing
stating
to,
exactly what they're doing for the
Yeah.
people in our township.
yeah, I'm
So
happy
that
to
the board
contact
has
them for
that.
that.
We're definitely gonna have to have a special meeting over the real estate, so
Okay.
I'm not opposed to taking it.
Yeah, we'll just bring this to the next one then.
I would feel more comfortable with
Yeah,
that
that's
one
quite
as
all right.
well.
Yep, then we will table it.
Okay.
But yeah, if we could get a commitment out of them as to what they're actually,
Well, we
Providing.
had Faye come.
I
and
remember
I know.
meet with us, but then we also did have some concerned residents after that meeting.
So I think that needs to be cleared up. And if
Maybe in
they
writing
can-
would be
yeah,
helpful.
And if they can't put it in writing that they're gonna service some of our people, then,
Yeah,
then that changes some things.
okay.
okay. Janelle, you wanna do Haya?
Yes, so, they had their youth recognition just on the 1st of June. They have a Goodwill fundraiser that's coming up on the Sherman campus in July. They're doing it's a donation drive, so I'll give you, if anybody wants to check it out, here's the flyer. So it looks like it's gonna be July 25th and 26th from 10 to 4. And, it's basically the things that you would contribute to Goodwill. You help them fill the truck and then they get some, kickback on that. So I do have a flyer here today for anyone who would like additional information. And then they have their car shows on Wednesdays. Those have started, I believe they started this week.
Yep.
Or, right, is that correct? So those will be up and running and they do make a little money off of that as well. So if you have anything not going on Wednesdays throughout the summer, it's a nice day, go to downtown Hocking and help give a little money back.
Teresa, BGYA?
Yeah, so, the Ortonville, just so you guys know, the Ortonville Farmers Market and the Clarkston Farmers Market both open this Saturday mornings. So Ortonville Farmers Market, they do a Kids Day every summer, and this year it's on July 18th, and BGYA does host, an activity area for kids that day. So I'm kind of excited about the farmer's market opening, so I thought I'd let everybody know. The Brandon Library is having their 100-year celebration. It's gonna be in their parking lot they're doing a lot of things, but they're having a celebration on August 7th in their parking lot from 6 to 8 p.m. I'm sure there will be a lot more details than it will be in the Citizen, but the BGYA partners with the library frequently. Couple other things related to the schools. You may have seen in the paper that the 6 years, our liaison detective Pence and Woody, the companion detective dog, they're being reassigned. And I guess this is common practice. They don't leave them in positions like this for more than, a handful of years. So they're going back out, they're going on patrol, and then next school year, there will be a new liaison officer at Brandon High School. So, that's a change. And then also, Dan Stevens, the principal at Brandon High School, is retiring. He has been the principal for 13 years, and he, in my opinion, has done a fantastic job. I believe that there's a celebration of some sort planned, and I think it's for June 30th, but I ran out of time today before I could look that up really. But I mean, if you've had kids go through Brandon High School in the last 13 years, you know Dan Stevens, and he's a great guy. So those were the things I just wanted to highlight. Summer's coming, and Miss Fran will be doing her steps and stories as usual. She does a great job with all that, and BGYA does sponsor and help with the cost of her materials and stuff. So that's it.
That's it? Keith, Planning Commission?
We did some work on the YL for battery storage and for solar projects. Spent most of the time discussing details of those two items. We didn't complete either of them, but we'll go back to them next time.
Gotcha. Anything else? That's it? That's it? All right. Jim, I don't think they met, did they? No ZBA? Okay, I'll let you off that one. Supervisor, ORV had their open house we went over to. They had a great turnout again. They get quite a few people for that.
I was just letting you know.
Our community event, we had another great turnout. I'm sure Janelle's gonna talk about that. I was gonna thank Laura tonight, but she's not here because Laura does a lot of work to,
Tell her.
you do a lot of work to make that event is successful. I also found out tonight that Laura puts the boardroom together before the
Yes.
meetings as I was cleaning stuff out here at 6 o'clock. So, Laura does a great job. We had filed for the tire grant, scrap tire grant with Brandon again. I'm hoping by the end of the month that we have a trailer. The email we got back is the approval memo is still being routed. I have no idea what that means. So hopefully we get something. David Martin's having office hours here a week from today, June 15th from noon to 1. I think I gave everybody the letter. The Oakland County Sheriff is not doing the traffic at the Renaissance this year. But I did get a message back from Chip this afternoon. I actually talked to the state police twice this morning, and it sounds like they're going to take that contract. So I'm hoping by the end of the week he has a signed contract.
Did you talk to Danielle today about it?
Yeah, he came in for a while
He's
this
here
morning.
next week. Okay, good.
Yep, he came in this morning. I don't know where they got on that, but he was in here for a little bit this morning. Holly Library had sent out an email. They are moving to the library network, which I'm assuming means you can use your cards, have more libraries, but they would like you to come in before July 31st, if possible, to get a new card. And the other one, Walt, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but Mr. Dover had contacted me about, actually all the board, I believe, received the email, didn't you? About the constitutionality of the transportation tax that we all deeply love. And our attorney advised, for our township not to take that on its own. He didn't get into the legalities of it. I'm sure from his aspect, it was more the financial concern of what it would cost, to ever fight that, because I'm sure he would be in federal court.
The Attorney General could handle that, which wouldn't cost us anything.
It'd be a tough fight to
If
get
it is unconstitutional,
Democratic Attorney General to
there's
fight.
no reason why we should be collecting that tax.
No argument. I don't wanna pay it
I
either.
know.
That's all I've got. Janelle?
So I was gonna summarize that May 20th, was it the 20th event? I know a couple of you were here, I see some faces that were able to come, so thank you for coming. It was a great turnout. I think people enjoyed themselves, so I assume we'll continue to do that. It seems like something that the community seems to appreciate, so, and I will echo, Kevin's sentiments about Laura. She is imperative to helping us all get that entire show operational, so thank you, Laura. Next week is our DIA trip. There are still some seats available, so I think we have about 35 people. So you all pay taxes for the DIA. If you would like a free trip, that you've paid for in your taxes, they are coming out. It saves you the gas money, I suppose. They're gonna come pick us up here at the township,
please let us know though, so that we do have a head count. So we do have about 14 spots left. We're taking, it's a big old bus that will come here at 11 o'clock, take us down to the DIA, you get, I think, a coffee and a cookie. And then they will bring us back around 3 o'clock. So, get your tax dollars worth, if you'd like to come join us.
We never hear about that.
About the trip?
Yeah, we've never heard about any of this.
Oh, well, it has, I promise you, it has been everywhere that I can put it.
Not in the Holly paper.
I do think they put it, oh, what Holly paper? The Holly Post?
Tri-County.
Oh, and that is possible that it was not, and that you are correct. We did not put it in the
That's the
Tri-County
only
Times.
we get.
You know what, that is not generally circulated, you have to pay for that. So we
I
don't
don't.
put everything in it. You don't pay for it?
I did originally,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Same with me.
but.
yeah, me too.
And now they
I
don't
pay
charge
for it
you?
anymore.
They'll never charge you again, you pay for it once and for years.
We need to
You'll
tell
get it.
people that.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
not
we've
true,
never
they
heard
cut mine
anything
off.
about this.
Oh,
They
well,
did?
except
Oh,
for
years ago,
Kevin.
yeah, the minute I quit paying, I was done.
Not like.
But my mom's the same way, she's never paid for it again, she keeps
You
getting it.
guys, don't say that too loud. They're
Yeah.
listening.
That's what I was gonna say, like.
Do you know what day is it again next week? I know
It is
it's
on Tuesday. I think it's on Tuesday, yeah.
We don't get the citizen either.
You have to
It
go.
is, yes, it is a challenge. We talk about this often, and we've talked about apps in the past, trying to get texting programs, because we don't have, you know what, honestly, what newspaper I really should post it, but no one gets, is the, what is it, the Oakland Press? Oakland Press?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
How many of you get that? That actually is the paper, the general paper of circulation.
Not anymore.
Exactly.
There used to
So,
be a TV station that you had.
yes, we are
That's
actually in the process of shifting over from our server. So we've already put the $40,000 down payment down.
It's been probably 6 or 8 months. That was-
It's, I do have some stuff up there just a couple months ago, but you're right, it's there's nothing, because we are waiting for the new server.
They used to put some of that stuff in there.
Yeah, we'll return to that. When it comes back, it's supposed to be phenomenal. So we actually will be able to have all of our board meetings on there and everything. And it's coming with new recording program, new microphones, but unfortunately, we're kind of in this limbo period right now. We don't even, because our contract, when was that up, in February? Around February, because our contract at that time lapsed, we don't even have access to like the, programming like we did before. So we're in this kind of limbo period until we get the new server operating.
Yeah, the only reason I knew Dave Martin was gonna be here was because I went to his last meeting.
Oh, yeah. We usually have all that. I know not everybody's on social media. We do usually have it on our social media and on our websites, Facebook. And then the major events we do publish. I don't remember if this one was in the paper. I don't remember if we had it in the newsletter, because I don't know if we have the schedule
I
yet.
don't think we have it scheduled yet.
I don't know if we did or not.
Oh, for the DIA? No.
Yeah, I don't think we
did
had
not
it
have
scheduled yet.
Is there a newsletter that goes out?
We sent out the newsletter in the tax assessments. So there was a newsletter that came out with a number of dates for the year, but I don't think we had it scheduled at that time, so I don't know that that was in it.
Are we not gonna collect that, transportation tax?
That's a great question, Kevin.
Oakland County gets that.
No,
It's not on the summer tax.
but it comes
I
through
know.
us,
Comes-
through Groveland.
Yes,
So
it's
we
on,
pay Groveland.
it's on the winter tax bill.
Yeah, I don't care where it comes.
It's not on the summer tax bill, but I will bring it up at the next tax, user meeting group that we have, and Oakland County Treasurer's Office is there. I'll see what they say.
Yeah, Bob Hoffman had voted against it too. He was our county commissioner.
Got anything else, Jim?
I do. So anyway, next week, DIA event. We do have the elections coming up, so those, if you're on the permanent ballot list, you should be getting those sometime early July. If not, if you need an absent voter ballot, you can start to ask for those now. Again, ballots will not go out until July though. Did you talk about the picnic, August 29th?
No, I did not.
So just as a reminder, we do have the picnic. This is the Groveland Township picnic. Please bring your families, your children, your grandchildren. It'll be over at Groveland Oaks. There are some flyers that are up here. it's the opportunity, you get in there free, again, you pay taxes on that. So, come, but we also we will have, you know, food, it's just a nice chance for all of us to get together as a community. So we hope we can see you there. There are a number of things, again, for the kids. Our auditors have been in, they've been working on all of our 2025, 2026 documentation and going through all of our records, just to double check that we're doing all the things that we're supposed to. I have a preliminary pass on accounts payables, so that's exciting, so all of that looks nice and clean, but we'll get a full report for that probably in the next couple months. We are still going through that lawsuit on that Carter site, and just last year they went ahead, they filed a motion to dismiss, I believe.
Well, they're working on it.
They're
I don't know if
working
they've
on
actually
it.
filed it.
Yes, I don't know if they filed it, but they are working on that.
I gave them the okay last week to do it.
Last week, okay.
Yeah.
So the explanation from the attorney was basically, they really never had any grounds to ask for that in the first place because we don't allow use variances. So the one they're really arguing, it doesn't matter. We don't allow them as it is. The very last thing, some of you in here, a lot of you are familiar with the planning commission and what we've been working on in the master plan. But if for some chance any of you have missed this, you'll see the posters that are up here behind us. This is extremely important. Please, if you haven't already, take the time, come up here. There should be a sign in with the stickers. Is that over there now? Instructions are in that upper right corner, and you are supposed to vote on each one. This is just so that our planners can continue the work that they've been trying to do toward the master plan and try to get, you know, what are our priorities for our strengths, our weaknesses, what opportunities can we work for, and then what do we think is some of our greatest threats here. So please make sure you do that. I believe they're only keeping it up through June, the June meeting. Okay, and that's all I have.
Teresa?
Okay, basically I'm just working on putting together the summer tax bill, working with the assessor to update the tax roll. Since he's new to our township as of July last year, he does things a little differently than Oakland County. And so he's actually going through and pulling some different reports than what I've ever, you know, worked with before, and discovering some, we'll just call them discrepancies that hadn't come up before. And it's kind of interesting. So I'm finding some people who actually qualify for principal residence exemptions that didn't have them before, and allows me to contact them, and then they're like, what? You know, oh, that's wonderful, you know, things like that. So I'm trying to, you know, make sure that everything is as accurate as possible to save the residents money. So that's basically what I've been working on. The summer tax bill is payable starting July 1st through September 14th, and you can pay here or online. Online, there's always a fee involved. The amount of the fee depends on how you pay. And you can go to Choice One Bank. That is used to be known as the State Bank, now it's Choice One Bank. You have to take your tax statement with you, but you can pay there. And then, of course, dog licenses, we still do sell here. It's a totally different process, and from now on, your expiration date is unique to you and when you renew. So we don't have a universal expiration date any longer. So check for that. You're gonna wanna pay a little more attention to that. DocuPad will send you information. I think that's about it.
That's it? All right, at this point, we will open up public comment. Mr. Dober?
When do we pay the zoo tax?
That is in the winter also.
That's in the winter also.
Yes.
Okay, do we get any kind of a benefit from
I do not know the answer to that question. I have not been to the zoo in so long. I don't know if we get in free. I don't know if we, you know, because we pay tax, right? I don't, do you know if we get in free?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I didn't think we did.
No.
What about
I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell you we don't, but I'm not 100%
Yeah,
positive of that.
I don't really think we do.
No,
Do
we
we pay for the people mover at all?
No,
I don't think so.
that is one thing we do not pay for, the people mover. Is
Costs
Still
about
moving?
$5 a person. Yeah,
Still
pay about
moving.
$1.
No, we don't pay for that.
Did you have something else you wanted to comment on, Mr. Dover?
No, other than the fact that I'm going to find out if we have to pay that tax. Hopefully it'll get dropped. I do have the Constitution right here, if you want a copy.
Oh, I've read it. Is there anybody else with comment?
Now Ruth Johnson, when she was here, she mentioned a lot of things that they want to change. A lot of those are unconstitutional.
Oh, it's gonna be a fight in Lansing. It really is.
Well, this isn't in Lansing.
Yeah, well,
It's federal.
obviously, in Washington too, but if you, if you get in the MTA book and you just read through all the bills that are proposed right now, and I shouldn't go on a tangent, but I'm telling you, when you vote this year, really do your homework. Cause these two parties are just lobbing stuff out there. I've had 3 people call me, they're gonna do away with property tax. They're not gonna do away with property tax. They have no plan to make it whole, but they all want their 30 seconds on the news to get your attention. So I'm just asking anybody that votes, please do your homework.
I paid Dave Martin a bill a year ago, which would eliminate property taxes for anybody over 77, which would be property ownership. Because Michigan doesn't allow property ownership, other than communist countries. But he has that bill, and I think he listed something about property tax for next Monday's meeting.
Sure. Anybody else? All right, we will close public comment.
I will make a motion to adjourn the township meeting and reopen for the fire meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? John?
All right, first of all, thanks for hearing me tonight.
We're just gonna show you. We don't need to show us right now.
John, I'm gonna stop you for 1 minute. And I was just with this in the supervisor report, and I forgot to. So the email was sent out, they had about 5 fires in the surrounding area a week ago last Monday.
Yeah, that night we, the Springfield system.
So they sent out an email thanking the chiefs.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? Basically says it's a non-precedented event, it's non-weather related. They had 5 fires in the local area. There was 1 in Davisburg, 3 in Clarkston. Was 1 in Waterford? They were all close. But they sent the, but they sent the chiefs out a letter basically commending them for what a great job they did, with their mutual aid. There were 18 fire departments called out that night, all within like a 4-hour period.
What night was that?
A week ago tonight, last Monday night, June 1st. So, they commended you guys on doing a great job. That's
Yeah, it
all.
worked out perfectly, like I said, because we were there for our association meeting, so it was very rare that we'd have that many people able to respond so quickly, but.
Well, everybody always talks about mutual aid and stuff. It's great when it actually comes together and works, so everybody can feel better about it.
Yep, it was a perfect scenario for us.
Good job.
Thank you.
Just move down.
I'm gonna get one for Rob.
So apparatus and equipment, we finally got engine 2 back from W.W. Williams, and all the repairs seem to be good on it that we've checked out, and now we're scheduling it for some suspension work. And ladder one of the outriggers on it was dragging, so we had first due out to adjust the portioning valve on that. It seems to be working good now, so ladder 1 is in service. Tanker 1 had to have the brakes replaced all the way around, and it's in service now. And we're still continuing mounting the equipment slowly on the mule once we get it figured out where we want things and what brackets we need. So it's still a work in progress, but it's looking pretty cool from what we had. Personnel, Nick Burgess.
Go ahead.
Nick Burgess is on leave until September 1st. He was one of the main people with the cadets, so, Sean Dobbs has picked up with that, and we've had a couple other people who showed interest in running with the program as well. And then I'll be in an instructor class on June 22nd through the 26th in Wixom. Then I would request to hire 3 new cadets, Miles Foster, William Fitzwater, and John Jitis, for, again, the position of cadets contingent upon all their checks.
They live local?
No. I think the Fitzwater, I believe, does.
I know Fitzwater. Yeah, they live down by you.
Yeah. Yep. And the other 2, no, one's in Clarkston, and I can't remember where the other one's at off the top of my head right now.
I was just curious. They were.
Well, it's always best to get local ones, because
I
then we
know.
can just integrate them right in as
I know.
they go through.
Oh, I
So
motion that we hire Fitzwater, Foster, and Jitis
Yes.
for the position of cadets.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, roll call, sorry, I forget what they.
Kevin Scramlin,
Yes.
I am a yes. Teresa Bills,
Yes.
James Christopher, sorry.
Yes.
Keith Peterhold.
Yes.
I'm out of practice.
Ms. Golden? James.
Stacy Millar is completing her Fire Officer 3 on June 18th is her final exam. And she's been very aggressive on seeking out further education this year, so hats off to her. And then we began our annual respiratory fit testing, but the machine broke, so it's out for repairs. We'll finish it as soon as it gets back. EMS, the report cards are attached. We had 1 shining star. And then everything else is just kind of been the ongoing review, because we've been pretty buried with doing all the paperwork for the ALS licensure through the state. And we did have that on Friday, and everything went excellent. They switched over to a new system. Before they would come out, and then they were doing a hybrid system where you would send them some of the information and then they would come out and check the rest of it. And this year, everything had to be submitted online. So we got it down to where all the information that they required was in our packet, and it went very quickly, and we were done in about an hour and a half. So hats off to Kyle Bruder and Sean Dobbs for doing that. And then the board actions, you've all gotten the separate packet for the Clements Authority agreement from the lawyer. That would just request a that one is just a motion to accept and allow a signer. For the agency and user agreements.
I mean, I glanced through that with what I understood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't look like there's any option to not.
Yeah, there's not. The lawyer came back and said there's nothing that was a red flag for the townships. I know Brandon and the other communities put theirs through as well, and they said nothing, just sign it, so.
I have a motion, we support and adopt the Clements Authority agency and user agreements with Kevin Scramlin as a signer.
For the agency and me as a user.
Exactly.
Support.
You want a roll call?
Sure, yes, I sure do. I am a yes. Teresa Bills?
Yes.
James Christopher?
Indubitably.
Keith Readerhold?
Yes.
Kevin Scramlin?
Yes.
That was it, right? I said myself.
You said yourself. Very good.
All right, next is the Groveland Township Support Emergency Operations Plan, and what this is it's a very basic, fundamental emergency plan that supports the Oakland County Emergency Plan. So it just designates our initial steps for the hazards and our contact list, which isn't in here because the contact list itself is non-public. But request a resolution to adopt it. It is for, the main intent of doing this is to be able to declare an emergency and collect funds if we ever did have an event.
Yeah, just a little backstory. I was, well, me and John had talked about it one time before, but then when Lake Orion ran out of water, by happenstance, they had updated theirs, because you're supposed to update it, what, every 2 years, I think? it was?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
They had just done theirs in March. Of course, they had a state of emergency, but if you don't have an updated plan, they can deny you the refund of your money from the state. So,
Yeah.
that is how we got to this point anyway.
And we've never had one before, so it was a little bit of work putting it together.
Yeah, I'll make the motion, that we adopt the Groveland Township Support Emergency Operations Plan resolution plan. I'll support it. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And then the next is to request a resolution to support the AFG Safer Grant for full-time firefighters for the 2025. They run years behind what the actual calendar year is.
I was gonna ask about that, so it's 2025?
Yeah,
So they're
I know it seems odd,
they're
but-
a year behind.
yeah.
I mean, I realize it's the feds, but
Seems odd, because then you won't even get the award until 27, so it's like 2 years behind,
And how many years is the award for?
3 years.
Is that three, that's 4 full-time firefighter paramedics, more than what we currently have? Like 4 additional?
4 additional, yes.
So I know in the past, this primarily, I guess, is probably for Keith and Kevin. Kevin may know this already, you may already know this, Keith, but, they did have the Safer Gear grant maybe, what, 8 years ago?
Yes.
And we had it for 2 full-time paramedics,
Yes.
and then,
They opted not to attempt to re-up it,
yes.
so.
So that did not renew, so this is for 4. My biggest question, of course, is if this passes, and I love the idea, I think it's great if we can ever have funding for more people. What is your thought for if, after those 4 years, we don't get that money?
I believe I can still fit it in the budget.
Okay, so that's probably what, at least $500,000?
It's well, it'll amount to just about $100,000 a piece.
So just shy of $500,000?
Yeah.
Okay,
So with the offset of the fill-in pay,
okay, makes sense,
because that would drop all that
sure.
out of the equation. And the onloading is the largest chunk of it, because all their turnout gear and training and all the compensatory items that go along with it are included in the grant. So
Okay,
it,
So they get
big
all that
expense of the
paid
onboarding
okay.
would be through that.
If we don't have the funding in 3 years, then what?
Then we'll have to reduce them.
Okay.
The intent is to attempt for an extension.
Okay, I figured
again.
that was the
So
case.
hopefully, yeah, with the increase in taxes over the years are 2.5%.
Sure.
So when you said we had that a few years ago, but we didn't pursue it again, or it wasn't offered again?
No, it's offered all the time.
Yeah, the previous chief opted not to continue it.
Oh,
Is there a lot of like,
There's a lot of paperwork that goes
Is
along with
that
it. The
why?
AFG grants are pretty
Okay.
extensive,
is that why he did it?
yeah.
I was just curious if you knew.
Did you guys, did the fire department get the safer grant one time or 2 times?
One time.
cover 3 years.
The 3 years, yes.
Gotcha.
Do you happen to know, is it pretty typical for communities to continue to receive that?
Yes, it is.
Well, that's good.
But it's,
You have to do the grunt work, but.
it's continuous throughout it. There's a lot of data submission that you have to do throughout the receiver of the grant itself, so it's a little bit of work on our part, but it's well worth the results we get out of it. And the savings it would be to us in the budget in the meantime
Yeah.
would be huge.
Absolutely.
So we can bank that.
No, for sure. Go get him, John.
Is it pretty likely, do you have any idea, like, the likelihood of us getting it?
It is, they categorize their grants in high priority and medium, low priority, and it is a high priority item for rural communities, so we'd fall under that. So there's a very good chance we would get it.
And that's just population number, what's that number?
Yeah.
10,000 or something?
Yep, the standard 10,000.
So do we need a motion to adopt the resolution?
Mm-hmm.
And there's, again, with this resolution, there's no requirement to accept it. It's still up to the board's decision upon receiving, so.
To accept the actual grant?
Correct, yep.
You wanna make a motion, Keith?
I'll make a motion that we, adopt the resolution, in support of the fiscal year 2025 staffing for adequate fire and emergency response grant application.
What's that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Then operations, we're continually reviewing our operations, tweaking things around a little bit, and things are flowing much better nowadays than they have in the past, so that's good. Camp Tamarack, all their annual fire inspections, and most all of it went quite well actually this year with just very minor issues.
Sorry, John, you said the first bullet under operations is an ongoing operational plan. You said it was going well, it was smooth.
Yeah, we just keep reviewing our daily operations
Was
and
there any,
tweaking them around.
was there any changes there that made it smoother, or did?
No, it's really primarily just training. Yeah, paying a closer eye to doing post-incident. It's called tailboard talks, but it's really helped out a lot. So, our company trainings, still everybody's still working on the 1, 2, 7, and 800 independent study, and unfortunately, I asked Supervisor Scranlin to do those as well, so he can integrate into our system in the event of any emergency. So
Everybody should do them, I don't know why you picked me.
everybody's still working on a TIMS training. We're probably about 90% compliant now, so that is good. Same with the pipeline safety training online, and we're all still kind of working with our mutual aid response guidelines, especially now. There's MABUS 3201 and 3202. Half the county's broken up because of the southern departments used to be called Oakway. So they had an established system prior to the north organizing, and they were pretty much set in their ways and didn't want to play in everybody else's sandbox. So that was like 15 years ago when all this started coming together, and now talks are back in reuniting the rest of the county together and just becoming one. So there's little tweaks on everybody's side that we're doing. Again, Oakland County Emergency Management's planning to come out and do the 300 and 400 classes. Those are the only incident command classes that you have to do in person. They're pretty riveting, so if any of you do want to do the other classes online, you're more than welcome to attend. And then we're working on the water rescue classes, getting some more equipment together for it and our boat back from the village. So in the event of a water emergency, we can handle it more properly. And then we're finishing up putting together the HAZWOPER class for the year. The grants, unfortunately, this weekend we received a notification from the AFG Safer grant that we were not selected for the 24 year for 2 safer positions. The pipeline safety grant, we applied for thermal imagers, we were not selected. The T-Mobile grant, we were not selected. The State Farm grant for $10,000 for education, we're still waiting on a response. The AFG grant for ourselves, we're submitting for cardiac monitors this week. We're submitting for cardiac monitors through a AFG regional grant with Holly Village, NACFA, in Oxford. So, and we're also have submitted through Slotkin for cardiac monitors. It's $65,000 a piece for these cardiac monitors, and all of ours are past their life expectancy now. So it's not feasible for us to pay for them out of our budget at this time. We're pretty tight. So hopefully one of these will pay off for us. Our Senator Peters for the regional training tower, we were not selected, unfortunately. Again, the Slotkins, we were selected for that, and she is pushing it through. Wish Ruth Johnson was still here because she is carrying our fire suppression well project through. So thanks to her. We're just waiting on the final state budget to go through which version they picked to see if will be awarded that.
We've made it so far, John.
Yeah,
Just got a hole in there.
it's promising. It's hopeful. That'd be a great improvement for us. And
Damascus is doing a lot of work for us on that, so hopefully we can hold it.
yeah, and then we had 402 runs this year, 86 for the month of May, 453 for the previous year, and 96. That's a big typo. For May and 25. So we're down a little bit, but I think it has to do with weather-related emergencies. And then our township attractions, Holly Rec Beach is closed, as everybody still knows. Groveland Oaks is open. We've already had 2 calls there as of yet. Holly Rec Campground, we've had 0 calls. And then our incidents of interest are outlined there, so I'm sure you've all read that. Don't need me to rehash it. Our community outreach, we did 10 smoke detector installs. And then again, the community shred day. Heard nothing but good things about it. And then we had Lakeland High School out for a tour. And got some pictures there. That was a great time. And touch a truck at Ace Hardware in Holly. So, and then we do have several more scheduled this month, and in July it picks up a lot in the summer, so we're doing a lot more. Everybody enjoys it, you know. It's good to see the kids smile.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Might even talk about them maybe being a flavor one day.
yeah, hopefully. And then it's the ongoing saga of Russ. So,
Yeah,
that concludes what I have. I'm sorry.
Thank you, John.
I tried to go through it real fast. No point in me rehashing most all of it when you've already read it.
You did just fine. Anybody got anything else?
state budget works. They have, by law, they have to have a balanced budget, if they don't, they just cut. When they get to the end of the year.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's like Springfield got their award last year for the wells, for the 10 wells, but they're being very skeptical of whether they'll continue to receive the funding throughout the rest of the year, so they're only doing one at a time and then getting reimbursed for it, and then they'll go on to the next one, so.
The flip side is it's an election year.
Yeah, and it's great public interest and
Yep.
safety, so
Yep.
I think it's a pretty safe topic once we get it.
I agree. I'm very hopeful, very hopeful. Alright. Teresa made the motion,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
So I got this.